Hey, welcome back to Lamb Chop Builds. How's everyone doing today? Getting over a little bit of a sinus thing myself. Finished this Challenger up yesterday, day before yesterday. 70 Challenger Pro Street, Pavo purple paint. I added the Terry Thacker decals onto it. Aluminum drive shaft, cut pieces, put the ends in, then made an aluminum tube. Got that in there. A little bit about it. The headers are drilled out on the inside, give the depth look to it. It's the stock 67 Chevelle chassis. Brake lines are ran. Really, that's about it underneath. Get into the engine here. Two distributors, 16 wires, 8 on each side. Homemade distributors. Made a somewhat of a homemade electric fan because the fan wouldn't line up right. So I have a fan in there with a power wire ran into the firewall. Have just a pulley and a water pump pulley on there. And made the belt look like it's only this one piece belt there. Fuel lines here running underneath. Dual fuel lines running inside. I did not mount the fuel filters, but one could assume, or the oil filters, they're in the trunk. Ran all the way through. What else we got here? Distributor wires are ran inside. Underneath the car, or inside, I have two MSD boxes going to the coils that are under the seat here. We'll say that's the coils are under the passenger seat. What else we got? Made a roll cage for it. Made a tack with a shift light. It's in. All in all, not a bad car. I've lost the headlights to this, so I think these might be the lenses from the Chevelle kit. I put 3 of them in, left one out. Because you know how some of them street race cars, they're always missing a headlight. So I kept one of those missing. Used the Duraclear to put the headlight lenses in. Yeah, didn't turn out bad. 3D printed wheels and tires, aluminum slots. I detailed those up a little bit with the painting the lug nuts and the center caps there, silver and black. Not bad. It's not a show winner, I don't believe. But for, for my third kit in a year, third kit in I don't know how many years since 2012 that I've done, I'm happy with this. First time kit bashing, using 3D printed parts. It come together good. For a body that I painted in 2006, maybe early 2007, I was going to do a slot car body with this, and ended up getting out of that hobby because I changed jobs and was working when the slot car track was open and the big races was happening. So I kind of got out of that, and I may look to get back into it some. I wanted to leave this body like it was. I wet sanded it a little bit to get a little bit of shine to it. And I've thought about future floor polishing it. I think I may just leave it faded because it looks a little faded for being an old car, especially with the fender here being gray. You can kind of see some of the black primer in different spots through it. Guy bought it. It's a work in progress. He's put a little bit of money into the engine, a little bit of the interior. Now he's working on the body. The light pane on the back, that was broke. I'm not sure what happened to it, but I put the broken piece in. I see it's missing there. I didn't bother painting any of that. It's a piece the guy's going to be fixing. you know. But it is street worthy. It's got tread on the tires. Not that you'd get much use out driving this on the street. This is the Terry Thacker decals. I think I mentioned those. It says "Kiss My Ass" on here, and the senior in memory of. I think this is a car he would have liked. He'd probably been tickled with this build. You know, being a drag car. You know, didn't turn out bad. I could have done more. Could have done a little better with it here and there. I was almost getting too long of working on it. I was ready to get it done and move on to some other stuff. You know, considering it took me a long time to get to this point with it. A lot of detail in the engine, though. I'm first time I ever done this much detail. Won't be the last, but my next couple builds, I'm not going to do as much detail. More, not box stock, but it won't be, you know, all these spark plugs. Yeah. I may do upper and lower hoses like this one, yeah, because those turned out pretty good. You know, but all in all, it's a good, cool build. You know, the engine block is the same color as the body. You know, just something different. I was going to make a plate to trim this out with, and I didn't do that. You kind of see it's still notched up, you know, the underside of the hood, where I was making having a blower stick through for slot car, for the realism of that. It's a 70 Challenger Pro Street. Not too many people building these. You know, I'm sure there's a few out there I'm quite sure of. You know, when you're doing stuff, you're the one that built it. You're the one that likes it. Don't matter what anyone else thinks. One of a kind. Let's say that, because I've hand built pieces on this, so that no one else is going to have my hand built pieces on their car, on their kit. I'll post up some videos at the end. I kind of made me a cheap, some pieces of white paper photo booth, try and show off a little bit. In the pictures, the headlights are, it's still kind of the dull color from the Duraclear being wet on them. But it's worthy of sitting on the shelf. My next two kits I'm working on is the 67 GTO for a group build. Kind of got it ready to go to paint or primer. And then the 57 Chrysler 300 for the street machine group build. Getting it ready. A little here, a little there. I'm going to try and do two at a time. Do a little work on one, a little work on the other. Someone called my phone. Don't know who it was. Let it ring one time and hang up on me. I did pick up, let me show you here. Ordered a small set. Because I already had these, the 0.3 to 1.2 millimeter bits. I ordered 0.3 to 3 millimeter bits. So a little bit bigger of a bit here. All the way up. You can kind of see that. Got a little mail call ad right here. With that, the reveal on the 70 Challenger Pro Street is done. This is a completed build, ready to go on the shelf. And like I said, there'll be pictures, kind of shows up some of the other detail in it. With that, happy modeling. We'll see you next time.